Am I pronouncing your name correct? It's
Yeah, that's
Janil.
Janil.
Or is it
Yes,
Janil?
Janil.
Okay, Janil. It's a beautiful name, like your name kind of like stuck in my mind the whole day ever since we talked in the morning because it's a very unique name. Does it have any
Yeah,
meaning?
it's kind of like unique. Yeah, the name Janil, it's divided like Nil part is derived from the name of Lord Shiva, Nilkant. So because of that reason, Nil is there, and J was added for the sake of zodiac sign. So
Okay,
that's how Janil it became like that.
right. Okay, so what's your zodiac sign, by the way?
It's Capricorn.
Okay, Capricorn. What are the personality traits of Capricorn? Do you believe in all these things, by the way?
Not up to some extent. It's not like I'm completely devoted or like I believe in that. I feel like ultimately what you do, like I'm not sure how to say this thing because I'm kind of in dilemma whether to believe this thing or not. But sometimes I feel like it's true, and sometimes I'm like in confusion whether it's true or not.
Right, exactly. I don't believe in that either, but
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like the personality traits kind of match. So I do want to believe because if I do something, like something that is not cool, something that's like negative, I blame it on my zodiac sign. Like it's not my fault, it's my zodiac sign's fault. Like that's what we are supposed to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I'm seeing that punching bag right there. Like you do boxing as well.
Yeah, like I told you in our conversation, like I was into a lot of stuffs prior to joining yoga. So I used to do karate and all those things. So that's why the bag is still there. I do it. Sometimes I tend to do it.
Okay, so you have the boxing gloves and everything then.
The gloves are not there. I do it like with my bare hands.
Okay. Well, I purchased the set of like punching bag and boxing gloves like 2 years ago. I don't do it anymore. Like I want to, but I don't wake up early and like I just don't have the motivation to do it. But I definitely do want to do it. Like I lack that willpower. How do you bring that willpower, by the way, to do all these kind of
Willingly or unwillingly, being a yoga teacher, I have to wake up early in the morning. I wake up at 4:30 and I take my class at 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, that's the kind of job that I'm doing. So because of that reason, I have to wake up. Even I
when
feel
I
like
wake
I
up, like
don't have.
you are done with most of the things
Yeah,
because
like by the time 11 a.m., I have taken many classes of English, and I have teach like I have taught yoga as well.
okay. Well, I I took my first session at 11 a.m. and like still I was complaining like it's too early in the morning. Can we shift it like further? And he was like, no,
Oh,
I have
okay.
to do certain things. That's what. Well, I have to learn a lot from you then because I
Yeah,
think you are doing the things that I've been trying to do for years now.
yeah. Initially, like prior to COVID, there was no concept of online tutoring. So
Right.
it was COVID. I wouldn't say this in this way, but it's kind of like a good thing for teachers because of it, we are able to now provide online sessions, and even people are willing to take it. Now, even people think that I want to learn online rather than coming offline because it saves your time. It saves a lot of fuel as well. So yeah, online tutoring has been trending nowadays, and I've been doing it for the past 7 years. Yeah, I used to work in school, and then I'm also like I run my YouTube channel, English with Channel. So from there, I get students. So it's going pretty well.
So are you teaching like offline from Monday to Friday and then you're switching to the online on weekends? Is it
Mm,
that?
No, I'm teach me like I used to work in IT company. There I used to teach offline. I used to train all the employees how to communicate effectively with foreign clients. Now I'm mostly online. Like I teach mostly online to people from different parts of India. From Monday to Friday, weekends are off. Saturday and Sundays are off.
All right. Okay. So, do you think like in life you are at a point where you always wanted to be, or is it something like you are still far away from your goal and you're working towards it? Like,
No,
how's the
it's much
situation?
better. Like I never thought in my entire life, that I would be able to speak English fluently. Like when I was kid, I used to look. look up to the people who used to speak in English, and I used to think, wow, they are from like different planet or something. So I had huge admiration for those kind of people. And now I'm like, when I see my videos and the way I speak and all, it's like there is always a room for improvement. I never try to rest on my laurels, but I always try to push the envelope. But at the same time, I'm satisfied also.
Okay. I love your accent, by the way. Like, what's the reason? Is it something like, did you work on the pronunciation over the time, or was it like something that you learned via the movies? Because I know that you love watching movies, right?
Yeah, it's amalgamation of several things from movies also, and on top of that, I like on my channel I do conversation with people even from the USA and all, and on like moreover, I'm also doing a course on American accents. So because of that reason, I'm incorporating those things in my way of speaking.
Okay. Are you learning US accent? Like,
Yeah, American accent. Yeah.
why so? Why is that? Is it a job?
Uh, no, it's
Is it
not because of job, but it's for my personal passion. You can say I have a huge admiration for it, and I don't like. If I tell you honestly, I admire the sound of it. I it feels soothing when they speak, and like when it comes to Indian accent, no offense to all of us, but I feel like it's kind of like hurting my ears. So I want
exactly,
to,
you're right.
yeah.
Exactly, I agree with you. Because I have two friends from the US, and I talk to them like they have that. Obviously, they have that American accent, and I really love it. And
Hmm.
I am able to imitate the US accent. However, I'm not able to do the British accent, and I would really love to do
Uh,
that someday. It's because
yeah.
the way they speak. Like sometimes they are like not saying the T part, like
Hmm.
you call it
Hmm.
water instead of water. Love those kind of.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm trying to do that. But I'm not really watching any kind of British content. I think I should start with that if I want to
Hmm.
develop a base.
Yeah, me neither. Like, first of all, I want to acquire the complete 100% accent of American, and once I'm satisfied with it, I'll jump on to British as well.
You know what? Personally, I believe that doing the American accent is so much easier than the Indian accent because you have to put on so much effort in the Indian accent because the D's and T's we like emphasize on them so much. And because of like interacting with my friends in the US accent, so I tend to speak sometimes like the US accent even when I'm talking to the Indians, and then they kind of make fun of me, like, what are you doing? Like, just stick to the Indian accent. But I
Mm,
personally feel like it's so much easier to go with the flow in the US accent rather than the
definitely,
Indian accent.
definitely. Yes, you hit the nail on the head, and I completely agree with you. And I make no bones about it. Like personally, I admire like if people say that why don't you speak in Indian accent? I do speak in Indian accent when I don't know the American one. So if I know a word in American accent, I would be definitely be going with the American one. However, I'm still in the process of learning it. So yeah, it's mixture of both. It's a neutralized accent, I guess.
All right. So you love the movies, right? Can you suggest a particular movie like that would be appropriate for the audience in a way like easier for them to learn English? Like any movie that you would suggest, like if you want to get into this field, like you should start with this particular movie.
For the sake of learning English, I would recommend rather than watching films, they can start with cartoons. They can start with Indian cartoons like Chota Bheem and all in English. I used to have a friend who was like who did not have any kind of knowledge when it comes to English, and he wanted to go to Canada. So what he did was he did this thing. He started watching English, cartoons, Hindi cartoons in English, and that's how he cracked his IELTS examination. He got 6.5 for Canada, which is enough for it. So
Yeah.
I would, yeah, for the people who want to get entertainment as well as learning purpose, if they're willing to hit two birds with one stone, they should start with this cartoon thing.
All right. Okay. And for the people that are already at the intermediate level, any movies that you suggest, not for learning English, but just like one of your favorite movies, maybe.
As I told you in our conversation, I'm a big fan of Tom Cruise, Sylvester Stallone, and Jason Statham. If they are into this kind of genre, like action films, they can go with Mission Impossible. They can go with Rambo series. They can go with expendables. When it comes to Jason Statham, he's a like you can go with Hobbs and Shaw, then Transporter. This kind of films, yeah, I like this kind of films.
Okay. Do you watch thriller movies? Because I watch a lot of thriller movies.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so have you seen Don't Breathe?
don't
Don't Breathe.
don't breathe. Yeah, it's top notch. It's top
Yes,
notch
I love
film.
that
Yeah,
movie. I love the people who love that movie because I've been recommending that movie to people for so long. I started watching a lot of thriller movies during the COVID time, and I understand that COVID time was hard for a lot of people, but for me it was fun because I was discovering so many movies. And yes, I love Don't Breathe, and also one of I cannot remember the name, but like that movie is amazing. Fractured. Have you seen Fractured?
Fracture, the one with the hospital.
Yes, love that
Yeah,
movie as well.
yeah, I saw it like many moons ago, so I don't remember the plot of it. However, I do like have the feeling that it was a top-notch film as well.
Yes, no, let me remind you of the plot. Okay, so there's this guy and he has a wife and kids. No, there's just one daughter. Okay. And
Hmm.
they are traveling via car and the daughter hits her head on the road, something like that. And so he takes his wife and daughter to the hospital and they said like, yeah, okay, we are going to admit them. And after like a couple of hours pass and he is sitting at the bench and I think he falls asleep and then when he goes to the receptionist to like check about them like about their whereabouts she's like you never brought any people in there like in
Hmm.
here so I don't know what you're talking about and the whole movie revolves around like he's trying to protest like he did bring his family in there and like police gets involved and nobody believes him and we are also like with him throughout the movie like we are feeling sad like what is going on and in the end like when I'm just about to get up from my seat that's when like entirely 180-degree turn it takes. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone but it's a really really good movie.
Yeah, definitely. Now it rings a bell. Yes, it's something like that happened. And I would
Yep.
also recommend you. Have you watched that film, Triangle?
No but it's in my watch list but I haven't watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, give it a shot. Triangle is also a great film. You can go with DiCaprio's Shutter Island if you
I have
haven't
watched
watched
that
it.
one.
Okay.
Yes, love it love it love
Yeah.
it so much. We'll watch
Hmm.
Triangle though.
And recently there a movie came out, Companion. Did you watch that?
No I haven't I think I haven't watched any recent movies.
It's personality. You have to incorporate these things in your like English is a way of living. I feel like that. If I'm not sounding far fetched, but I do feel like that.
No, it is true. Even in your, I think all the social circles, you are more respected because of this language.
Def-
Just because of language, imagine how it is. Because I remember there was like some kind of topic we had to talk about, and I chose to speak it in English while others were talking in the mother tongue Hindi,
Mhm.
and they were amazed. And ever since then, they look at me like quite differently in a good way, and I was like amazed, like how such a little thing can change things for the better,
Def-
right?
def-
All right, so
And
okay,
uh,
yeah, sure,
uh,
go ahead.
like, the point is, everyone wants to become fluent in English. It's the dream of every goddamn person. Like he wants to become fluent in English, he or she, and even our parents. Their first priority is that their child should be able to speak in English. So
Yeah,
from our childhood, it's always been there.
yeah, exactly. India is definitely obsessed with learning English language.
Hmm.
As they should, by the way. It's really good for your personal development as well as career-wise as well, I would say. Okay,
Definitely.
so you've been teaching English for so long. What's the most common doubt that students have when it comes to the fluency of English language? And how do you solve their problem?
Like usually people often tend to ask, is grammar important? This is the mundane question that I have to come across every time. So I tell them up to some extent grammar is definitely important because you need to speak fluently as well as accurately. So for that accuracy, you must and should have the knowledge of grammar. And on top of that, there is a thing like a lot of English classes, they claim that master English in 3 months. So that thing is preposterous, it's frivolous. So one should not go in that kind of ideology. No one can master this language in 3 months. If that was the case, everyone would be an English teacher. So these are some misconceptions regarding this language that I need to clarify every time a new student joins my class.
Yeah, I hate the people that have those clickbait kind of things, title like learn language in 10 days, click here. Like, I just feel like reporting their channel because they are misguiding people. Like, there's
Hmm.
absolutely no way that anybody could possibly learn any language, not even English, like any language. It's
Definitely.
impossible to learn like 3 months
It's
of
years of hard work. Years of,
right. Exactly.
and initially,
Okay.
only present you got to have get obsessed with the language. Like if it's, if you
Yeah.
don't have the environment, the chances of getting the mastery of the language will be reduced, will be mitigated. So make sure that you have the environment also.
Exactly. And some people don't have the environment, but guess what? You can make your own environment like I did with consuming
Hmm.
so much of English content, like English songs, novels, movies, everything in English. And like I have improved just because of that. And so can other people.
Hmm.
Because nobody around me speaks in English language. They are all talking in Hindi language.
Yeah, and I guess people should take the advantage of technology as well. You can connect with any person at any time. So if you use it in the right manner, anything can be possible.
Exactly. Exactly. That would be a motivation for the audience for sure. Okay, so wrapping up this session, I just want to ask one simple question. Like it's
Sure.
hypothetical, but okay, so if you were given a choice, would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
I would travel to the past and I would tell my younger self, focus on English, focus on yoga. If I had started focusing much earlier, I'm satisfied, like I said, but it would have been better because I was not always this much serious about these two subjects. So, because of that, if I get the chance, I would go back in the past.
Okay, that's exactly what I would choose. And for the same reason, because like you said, during the COVID, like things changed a lot, right? And I would have started this channel long, long ago instead of waiting for so long for something that I was like, I had a command over this language for a long time because I've been consuming all this English content ever since my teen years, maybe like I was 11 or 12. That's when I
Okay.
first started reading the English novels. And I could have started a channel long ago, but you know, like when you're a teenager, you're just a silly kid. You don't really know, you don't really want to care about the career and everything. And then when you enter your 20s, you realize that you have to work on it. And that's when you start doing things. But you know what? It's never too late. I
Yeah,
think it's
better late than never. And if it makes you feel any better, like you are doing a tremendous job, 9 videos and more than 400 subscribers, so it's good enough. You have a great start.
thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. And again, thank you so much for being on my channel. Like I'm truly grateful. And I would love to have a conversation with you soon, like another time, whenever time allows you to.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to it already. And have a great day ahead. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye, Janil. Bye.